Welcome back, everybody. We are in the game. Not much has passed, but it's ByuN versus soO, and it's on Proxima Station. In the top right, as the Blue Terran, he is ByuN.
The champ is here. And in the bottom left, having a pretty sick series, this is soO. And I'm very excited for this series. Now, not only is it a TVZ, which is my favorite matchup in my favorite game in the world, it is probably my favorite Terran in the world against one of the best Zex in the world. You can't actually ask for a whole lot more than this, which is really exciting.
I don't think you can. I guess Innovation Dark might be...
Maybe. I mean, I got to cast Innovation Dark at I Am Gyeonggi with Funker, and we basically screamed the whole time because of how excited we both were, because we are super fans. Like, I'm a fan first and a caster second when it comes to StarCraft. I get fanboy nerd chills all the time.
That does sound like a pretty cool experience. Plus, like, live casting on stage, the crowd behind you.
Yes.
Oh, super cool.
Well, what crowd there was for I Am Gyeonggi.
Yeah, it was a real pain to get to, man.
I mean, the tournament was fantastic, but yeah, you're absolutely right. The only problem, the major problem, was that OGN decided to have one best of 5 a day, which really sucked.
That really did not made it feel like not worth it to go across that obnoxious.
Everyone in Korea, or most of the people in Korea that followed StarCraft, that were there for StarCraft, lived in Seoul or near Seoul, and getting to Gyeonggi from Seoul was like, what, an hour train ride, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. It was an hour.
Yeah, and you want to go an hour on a train ride for best of 5, which lasts about an hour. Like, it
was brutal to ask for, which
it's rough.
Yeah,
it's amazing that they had the people that they had in the crowd. To be honest, I think for what they were asking.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I was gonna say not many people complained or noted it, but is definitely something that was really annoying. soO might still end up losing his Overlord. I don't know what he was thinking.
Oh, it might just get away.
That was close.
Yeah, lucky.
Yes,
losing that Overlord would have been an incredibly huge mistake, but thankfully soO got away with it that time.
So, yeah, we were talking about that. I didn't really get to mention, but apparently it wasn't really for anything. soO did open up with the pool first. Not an early pool, but a pool first, and I wondered why.
He's against ByuN. ByuN's kind of he's the only Korean that really loves to Reaper proxy, I think.
That's a good enough point, I think, yeah. I mean, Proxima Station is still really hard to 3x Reaper, because while you can technically, like, wall off here, kind of, because it makes it awkward, it's still a huge map, you know? You gotta go through this ramp, too, which extends the distance between the bases, too, so... I don't know.
ByuN's just gonna 2-1-1 here, so... Yeah. I mean, the early pull means he gets, he takes a little bit of a hit econ-wise, but it's not, like, game-ending, so not too bad.
Right. Goes for the earlier evolution chamber to start that +1, which would be effective for the second attack. Now, ByuN does, I would say, mostly do the follow-up medevac push, not the drop, but he can do both. Thank you to Sanka, you're dead. I've missed you guys. Aussie Pride, Maynard. I don't know why he put his quotations.
he didn't spell it right, but thank you, man. I appreciate that. And Aussie Pride, indeed. Thank you, man. Are you an Australian yourself? If so, you're up late. Congratulations. I actually got a lot of love in my heart for guys that stay up late to let their passion take control instead of common sense. 'Cause I'm definitely that guy. Passion has ruled itself over me, and common sense really doesn't rear its ugly head very often.
Just Maynard, every time he casts, he's like, "Passion, take the wheel."
Yeah, it's true. Like, it even happened at BlizzCon. Todd's like, "Maynard, pace yourself," and I actually screamed during cast, saying, "No,
no."
I was like, "Pacing yourself is for the weak, Todd." Pretty sure that's what I said to him. And it was like in cast during Dark Laser, I think, from memory. I don't know. It was a while ago.
Good deal.
So ByuN's 2-on-1 is kicking into gear here. We've got Stim Marines. Well, Stim in 5 seconds, with 2 medevacs heading across the map for that third hatchery. But soO all over this like a rash. Got enough units here with his queens. Is going to have to pull the drones, though.
A little dangerous how he had to... He almost, like, hid the lings, hoping the medevacs would be baited, but all of his queens aren't target firing. There they finally go, but only after all the lings died, so that didn't really pair up well at all.
Oh, man, losing 2 queens there is actually very bad for soO. He doesn't have enough trades. He's going to lose a 3rd queen!
Jeez. God.
Damn, 2-on-1s aren't supposed to be that good.
This kid, I swear. It's not like soO did have everything possible, and he was only the slightest, like, out of position, like millisecond, one tiny little centimeter. I don't care, but it wasn't that much of a big. It shouldn't have been much of a big deal.
I see people make a lot of mistakes against ByuN, and it makes me think if people get nervous against the champ. That's what I'm thinking right now. I'm thinking like, you know, okay, against every Terrans 2-on-1, I smash it every day. soO probably has an incredible ZvT win rate. In fact, I know he does. And then he's against ByuN, and Spaghetti just falls out of his pockets. He's like, oh god, it's a build I've seen 1,000 times, but he loses 3 queens. I mean,
jeez, he has so many lings too. Like, it's the real 32 lings and 3 queens for 11 Marines. You can see the resources lost, definitely favoring ByuN here. And
oh, hell yeah.
what's worse off, he didn't start making banelings. So as ByuN moves in here, this should be enough lings on creep, so he can't focus down the banelings, but it's a little scary. Now the queen goes down.
That's right. Well, there's stutter stepping here. Oh, a 13-month sub here. Resub here from Ayurjirai.
Ayurjirai. I got you.
Ayurjirai. That looked like an L.
It does, yeah.
You got me. You got me. I messed up. I love Terran and I love base trade. You know what? I do too.
Oh, you.
We're friends.
Oh, friends.
Ayurjirai.
Forever.
I hope you continue to grow. You know what? If these games get any better, I will grow.
Okay. Yeah, all right then.
Yeah, all right, mate. Settle down. So we got these Marines sort of clearing up some creep shippers, which is always nice, and then just leering up here. Oh, this could be a cancel.
Freebie. Yeah, this looks like a freebie.
Lings are in spot here. Ton of lings.
Maybe he didn't unload quite fast enough. He could target down a couple of banelings, which is why what I was worried about. And he does unload completely. The Marines still have a good position. They're gonna focus target on all the banelings. Oh, come on. Come on.
I'm actually just clapping.
It's just unfair.
Oh, that target fire. Oh, baby. This is why I was saying that I thought that ByuN was sitting in Jockey's chair, because that target fire, man, that's just so good.
He's gonna get out and throw it back. Good God.
This is why I'm such a fanboy of this kid. I'm like that guy that casts the tournament ByuN's in, but I'm still too much of an embarrassing fanboy that I run up to him in the hotel lobby for a picture. Every time.
I'm still a little shocked. I don't even know why soO's in this game anymore. You should just tap out, just bow down.
He's in trouble for sure.
Oh god.
ByuN's been wiping the floor with this kid this game 1.
You know, with how these trades have gone, soO is holding surprisingly strong with his creep spread even. Like, I'm surprised he just didn't give up on that entirely, losing all those queens.
Yeah. Oh, these banelings getting a little bit closer to the Marine hole.
Oh god.
Oh, man. Still so many Marines still left alive here for ByuN though. Double the army supply of soO. Moving in here, it's a little bit dangerous because the choke's small, but he knows that there's not many banelings left for soO at all, and he's shredding through the lings. The banelings are next, and that is going to be GG. Too good.
Just Marines. That's all you need.
Wow. The champ still looks like a champ. Game 1 going very, very much in his favor. That was a one-sided. That was a boppin', almost, I'd say, by ByuN there.
Almost, yeah. That target fire like took the wind out of me, man. Like, it took all the hype and emotion and feelings out of me and put it right into it. I don't even. Yeah, know.
I just like rocked back in my chair like a jolly old man with a cigar, like I'm Father Christmas. Or I guess Santa in America.
Oh, I'm gonna watch it on the replay. Olivia gets to make the lobby. Get to chill for a second here. Oh my god.
Just gonna rewatch it and just get those shivers.
Delay. So good.
Mm.
Oh, there it is.
Delectable.
Oh.
Yeah, it's happening on the stream right now. Oh, damn. Oh, yeah. It just happened. So good. So good.
I'm glad everyone is pog-champing at that. Like, if you don't understand how no one else in the world would have done that, then you just need to try and do that yourself.
There's a reason why StarCraft pro gamers can transition into any game they want afterwards.
Any game.
Like, there are so many like PC gaming fundamentals that you learn from StarCraft that when you take it into another game, it's like training with weights and then taking the weights off. It's really, really amazing. Stuff like that's amazing. I love that ByuN always plays with his portrait as well, by the way, of him hugging the trophy.
Yeah, he's that proud of himself.
He's that guy.
He should be proud
Anyway.
of himself.
In the bottom right here, having a rough game one, but I still believe in him. I think he can tie it up. This is soO.
In the bottom left is the blue Terran. He is ByuN, and it was bound to happen. We do have some naysayers saying, well, that's just a classic mistake, and ByuN would do what any other pro did.
Come on.
I'll tell you, okay, like, yes, it is a classic mistake to only go in with, like, say, 4 or 5 banelings against Marines that can kite and aren't being surrounded. That can happen. That was not the case. He judged the circumstances, unloaded completely despite, 23 lings on his side. He focus fired, I think, more than 6 banelings that were very close to him, technically on creep because the hatchery was done. And he managed to save his medevacs from the queens long enough to pick up one more at the end. Like, it was the combination of things. Come on.
And he wasn't kiting or stutter stepping. He was back in the corner, surrounded by lings, target firing, banelings coming in at him.
Yeah, that was...
Get out of here, Twitch chat jam. Get out of here.
Yeah, exactly. So, let's just clear that up right now. That was some impressive stuff, and soO, the sucky thing about that game is soO just, like, looks at it and he's like, well, I guess I could play a little more perfect. Like, maybe. But that was no, like, oh, I had a hotkey mistake, or, oh, my queens were dealing with a Widow Mine in the main. Like, he had most of his units in mostly the right location most of the time. And that would usually be fine, but not against ByuN, who has the confidence of a world champion, basically. You can say, like, no, your queen is approximately 2 feet out of position, so I can definitely do this.
Yeah. Like that meme gif of the person, I guess in The Hangover, looking at something on a table and like the equations and all that sort of flying past his eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what happens. Actually, I think there was a study going out that the best StarCraft players in the world actually don't think much during the game. Like, there's not a whole lot of brain activity because it's all mechanics and muscle memory. Like, they just know. They see something and they just instantly know because they've played, 20,000 games, 30,000 games. They've been against that exact situation 1,000 times or more, and they're like, I have enough units to make this happen. And that's it.
I can see that.
And then stuff like target firing banelings, they don't think about that. They just mechanically destroy all of it. So, Wow. I remember reading that study. I'd love for someone to find it for me. I definitely read it recently, and it was a really interesting read.
Yeah. That I would love to see that, actually. I had no idea that someone was actually
I'll try and find it for you. I'll try and find it for you. If someone in chat doesn't link the article, I'll track it down. I read it. I think it was about StarCraft 1, but it definitely relates to 2 as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So, real quick, since we have a moment, someone asked about the replays. If you want the replays not to study the build, but just to put that on repeats, then more power to you. But you can only get them from the Patreon, patreon.com/Olimoleague, if you want that. A sub to BaseTradeTV is no good for this tournament, anyway, but good for everything else.
Yeah. You got to be a Olimoleague Patreon, which I am, so I'm gonna get it. Oh yeah. I mean, hey, I already have this replay pack technically, but you know what, Olivia? I know you're in the chat. You got my $15 this week, still, girl. I'm not gonna pull out on you in the time of need.
Good man, Maynard.
Is it a time of need? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's actually a bit of a time of surplus. Like, Luna's doing really well. We got a drop of Hellions, so this might get... Oh, it looks like it's defended. Never mind. Whoa, soO with the defense. Yeah. What's up, man?
Quite a few lings here. Queen in position. Spore Crawler as well. I love that soO got the Spore Crawler. Banshee on the way for ByuN, and when you have a Spore Crawler, you feel pretty good against Banshee defense. Queen and Spore Crawler together really don't care about no Banshee. Saw that out pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was going to say that Olimoleague, we touched on at the beginning of the cast, but there weren't as many viewers back then. It's growing, prize pool's going up, players keep coming, the sign-ups get bigger and bigger. Really is a good sign of things to come.
It definitely is. It's definitely what we hoped for as well. with bigger and better prize pools and better hours, as well as, of course, the old Kespa jail being busted wide open.
That's right, busting down the wall of Kespa jail. Like Bane did to Arkham Asylum in Batman 3.
There you go. Well, this Banshee's a bit of a headache for the roaches, but it doesn't have cloak, so it's more like a safety Banshee, really, in case the roaches ever got any ideas about taking on us Hellions.
Yeah. Those roaches. Sometimes they get some pretty crazy ideas.
Oh, wow. ByuN even a little bit paranoid about seeing that many roaches. It's like, oh, wait a second. It's like, are there more roaches popping out right now? What's the saturation look like? He sees the double evolution chambers. He sees the roach-worn wiggling, so he knows that a lair is done, too. It's actually a pretty decent scan.
That's right. Does get to see a whole lot of juicy information there. Ooh, a Twitch Prime resub here. 4 months worth of Twitch Primeage by Proud Footzor.
I'm so glad you're proud of your foot. Thank you very much.
That's right. We touched on it before. We can't put feet on stream. But I'm very glad that you are proud of yours.
Yeah. So, upgrades. A little bit ahead for ByuN. Trying to get these Hellions to do anything at all. Because unfortunately, whereas, you know, against Lings, turning them into Hellbats later on would be useful, not against Roaches. Not so much.
Yeah, soO's defending quite nicely here. Losing two drones, but he got 2 Hellions in the retreat there, so good trades for soO so far. His work account's looking a little bit more healthy. Yep.
Huh.
I think that's on the way just now with Aspire as well. So that Bentley Nest a little bit late to the party, but I suppose he does have roaches as sort of like the meat with the Zerglin potatoes.
That's interesting, though. I mean, he's still upgrading his roaches. It's not like he only went for the Carapace, and this is a transition. So I don't know exactly like how many mutants is he gonna get. Is he gonna go for centrifugal hooks? I would expect so, but some questions definitely. A couple overloads going down to the single drop. Never really meant to do much more. And he is getting tanks on the backside.
On the backside. So tanks obviously a pretty amazing unit at this point in the game. Still quite strong, and I love having tanks in my army with Marines. Now, I like to make Winter Mines, Biomine, pretty sick, and we know that ByuN's pretty sick at it, but this is, just give me some Wings of Liberty nostalgia whenever Terran goes for this in TVZ. It feels good, man.
Yeah, well, of course, the new Legacy of the Void tanks against Roaches is a little bit more.
Yeah. That's right. The Legacy of the Void tank is stronger and even better, faster, better looking than the Wings of Liberty tank.
Yes, I don't know about faster, but it's definitely better looking.
Definitely better looking, yeah.
Of course.
That damage,
Corruptors. Though. Well, I don't know. Okay, so bringing it back old school here. Corruptors don't just have to be for dealing with Liberators. Taking out Medivacs is still useful.
This is kind of like Dark Style from Heart of the Swarm.
Yeah, exactly. Really old, but I don't know if it's really worth it either. Like, sure, you might be able to take out a couple of Medivacs, but there's only 3 Corruptors. Not too many Banelings either.
Ooh, big concave here for soO, but not a ton of units, and these tanks at the back are doing a ton of damage on this Roach army, and soO just took huge losses there. Huge losses.
That might just be it there, I don't know.
It's very close to being it. I didn't want to say it, but you know what? It's very, very close to being it. The Banelings are coming in, but they don't have centrifugal hooks yet. It's just going to kick in now, and they're all dead.
It's okay. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
And his hatchery is dead, and it looks like it's very close to being a ByuN series here.
Damn! soO did not look like, well, I don't know. I guess he still looked like a Grandmaster player, but he did not look like soO. ByuN just wrecked.
Well, there are different levels of Grandmaster, for sure. And I know that soO is an incredible player, and he is in the upper echelons of pro gaming, but there are some people that are on a different level. And, you know, there's been some shaky series from ByuN very recently where he didn't look as infallible as he once was. You know, he does lose series and does get excused early from tournaments. I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
Did make it into the round of 16 of GSL. And some online cups as well. He had to bow out early that I've seen recently. But not Olimoleague. He's done it. He's made himself, got himself a spot in the grand final.
Yeah, so at this point, you're almost guaranteed for the final monthly finals, that is, anyway. But, of course, winning would really solidify it. We're going to be going into the next semifinal, which is No, we just did that. Alive versus Zest at TVP.
Didn't soO win the Olimoleague Grand Final?
Grand Final, yeah, at the end of the year. Yeah, against ByuN.
The one that you you cast that in Korea.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was against ByuN. There you go. We really should have mentioned that at the start of the series. But it'd be good for the storyline, but oh well.
Yeah, it was a while ago, but yeah. So we're going to get to a quick commercial break, and we'll see you guys probably in the game.